Today is construction day 31, and it's the end of another work week. Today is Saturday, and have actually quite a few updates. So we'll get started with the first one. So you can see that telephone pole right there. That's the primary line coming in, and our transformer will go on that pole. The transformer will be just for this house, and the power lines will be all underground, under the right-of-way, and then it will come up the fence line, and it will go to the back of the house, then enter underground and up into the attic area. It will come across the attic area, and it will come in to the main living area right up there. The sun is right in my eyes, so let me see if I get a little closer here. Right up in there you can see some tubing, some conduit coming in. So that's where the main power line will come in. And the electrical panel box will be right here on this wall. And it'll be as such as when you open this 1 meter door, it'll be hidden behind the 1 meter door when it's open. And then this will have a screen door, and we envision, we have the glass panels open in the front with screens and have some nice airflow. But the main panel will be here in the main area. So like I mentioned yesterday, they dig out the electrical for the conduit. So all the main lines will be running up in the attic area from obviously the main panel. Then it'll drop down from the attic, and it'll come down each room, and then here is one outlet that'll go here, comes down, there'll be another outlet there, then they channeled it across. You can see how they chipped it out. There'll be another outlet there, and then what we're doing on the outside of the home, the outside walls, wherever there's electrical box on the inside, there'll be another one on the outside. So this happens to be my office area, and this is where the pergola will be. The pergola will be right here. So we'll have electrical outlet on the outside for whatever we need electric for. So on the outside walls of the house, wherever there's going to be electrical box, we'll have an opposing one on the outside. They've also made good progress here at the end of the work week with several of the rooms. So here is the other spare room. You can see that they have the rocks, and they all pounded it in place, got it in the right level, and then they laid the rebar, getting ready for pour. And then they tie the rebar with wire. You can see it right there to hold it all in place. So this is at the right level, and then each room will get a 4-inch concrete pour. So here's another look. This happens to be the master bedroom. So again, they got another room ready where they brought in the large rocks, got it to the right level, laid the rebar, tied the rebar with wire, and this will be ready for a pour. The guys are also still working on forming up the beams. So you can see that they have a real long span here, and then a piece of a column to pour as well. That'll hold the I-beam in, but they're still working on forming up and getting ready to pour more beams. So you guys know that the front of the home, I've showed the picture many times, will be very large beams going across the house. That is the main look. So what Jerry's doing here now is starting to put together the rebar forms for those large beams, and as I mentioned, they're switching over to 16 mm rebar for additional space. And I'll go plug in another photo of what the front beams will look like. Okay, so we had some more action on the pool today. So if you remember a few videos ago, I said there'll be a second hollow block wall because the footing was extra wide at the base where the first wall was built. So here's an example. They're starting to, this is the first course, and then they actually got two courses over there, and another guy is working on this side of the pool. So what they're doing is, again, the same process. The rebar about 12 inches apart, going down from the footing up, and then the hollow block over top of the rebar, and then they're filling the hollow block with cement, and they're really doing a good job filling that up. And then that's creating that void in between. So that's several inches from wall number 1 to wall number 2. So the pool is going to be 2 walls going up, and then they're going to pour in the center solid concrete that'll go from the footing all the way up to the coping. There'll be fresh cement between both walls. So that's going to be a very thick and solid pool wall. And then I did mention that they're going to do double waterproofing, and then ceramic tile on top of that, and then the ceramic tile will also be grouted. So that should be a leak-proof pool. So I also want to mention with the pool that and I think I've mentioned on other videos, the pool height is going to be at this rebar, at this painted white. So if you can see that as I back up, that's much higher than what it is now. So it's actually higher than this even rebar is. So the pool height is going to be way up here. And again, we want to get up above these rocks. So when you swim up to this side, this is your view. So that was all by design to have the pool up high enough. So the more that Wilma and I discuss it, and that's why we brought in so much dirt. And you can see that this goes up a good probably 4 feet here of dirt. And this will slope down to meet the main rock wall. But the more Wilma and I are talking about it is we'll have a lot more backfill here. And then we're gonna do our best to use these rocks as a rock wall in front of the pool, just this one side. So this is 10 meters long. So for these 10 meters, figure out a way to use these rocks to build a rock wall, maybe 20 inches high. So from the coping down, and then we will backfill, and we have more backfill over here, quite a bit. That we could also use, and then put that in here, and then start tapering this way to run away from the pool. And then all this beautiful black topsoil that we pulled from over there in the right-of-way, this will be able to grow great grass. So there'll be coping. Then below the coping, about maybe a 20-inch, 24-inch rock wall, then taper downwards to the main rock wall. So that's our plan as of today, and of course that's all subject to change as things come together. All right, so we're making really great progress. And I'm very happy about this because this is the corner of the property that I showed the other day with these large rocks that is right on the property line where the fence is going to be. So I have Richard here. So Richard works for Wilma and I. He's not affiliated with the contractor, and he's doing all these odd jobs and cleaning up the work site and moving all that black topsoil. I mean, he's really doing a great job, local guy. So we gave him the task and said, hey, try to get in here. And we told him to stop, so he's not going to use the jackhammer right now. But try to get in here and see if you could chip this rock away. Because I have a concern, and look at the progress. So what he's doing is we're having him Work this machine about 1 hour, and then we have him stop just because it's tough labor. And then he goes on and does other projects, and then comes back after an hour and starts up again. So he's about 4 hours in. And I don't know if you guys remember what this looked like, but this was all rock. This whole area was solid rock. So there's the footing that I had to show the other day where I stood up and showed, down in pretty far. He has it level just in 4 hours. So this was always a concern of mine. Now the fence line is right here, but a lot of rainwater is going to hit, and if it hits this rock, where is it going to go? It's going to go right towards the dirty kitchen. So there's going to be a wall here, and we're going to waterproof this before we backfill. That's all going to happen, but it was still a concern of mine. But now I'm feeling much better because within 4 hours, he's got that degrade. So now this will no longer be this trough going down. He's making quick work of this. Now we still got this area here that we got to contend with, but you do see there's rock and then there's a lot of dirt. So I'm hoping he can get this out as well, but he's making really good progress here. So all this debris, which is dirt and chipped rock, all came from this area. So he's just going to keep plugging along about 4 hours a day, and then 4 hours he'll be doing other projects. And I'll give you guys a word back how many days it takes, but within a week, I bet you this rock will be gone. And we're going to use it all as backfill. And then now this will be all level going across. And if anything, it would be beautiful to tape it this way, taper it down, and then just have drainage going, the normal down the side of the property like we are on the other side. So that would be a fantastic goal to have because we didn't think we were going to have that. And we knew that this corner was going to be a problem. So thank you, Richard, for your hard work. Appreciate it.